Welcome to Millennial Mommyhood. This is where you learn everything about early childhood development.
Hi all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to tell you that how you can easily implement the principles of Montessori at home and you can practice it right from your child's birth. So today I'm going to tell you some of the factors that you have to take care when you're starting or when you're planning to start Montessori at home. First step is prepared environment. Now what I mean by prepared environment is not about costly shelf or costly activities or Montessori materials, but creating an environment where your child can grow, where they can explore their senses, where they can learn new skills, and most importantly where they can move around and they feel that that's the space which belongs to them. So having a prepared environment is very important. The next step is to create a workspace for your child. Now if you're working from home, you would have known that you need a table, you need a setup so that it helps you to work from home and do your task in a better way. The same thing goes for the child itself. So if you're trying to create a workspace for your child, you have to make sure that the child's space should be in the level of your child. So anything which is in your eye level, it's very high for the child and the child will never love to go and engage in that particular area. So when you're creating something for your child, it should be something which is of their level, where everything is small, the shelf is small, the table is small, everything is in the floor level or everything is in the child's level, and it becomes easier for the child to play or engage in that particular area. Also when you're doing this, you also have to make sure that this particular area is away from any kind of distraction from electronic gadgets. For example, this space should not be in next to a television or next to maybe a loud music speaker or anything like that where the child faces a lot of distraction, because basically this is the space where the child will learn and they will try to bring out their creativity and kind of explore a lot of new things. So if you are kind of bringing these distractions in this place, the child have the tendency to get distracted very badly, and the main concept of the child exploring and learning new things will never happen. Next thing is to have a workspace for your child. Now to create that, you actually don't have to go and buy or invest in anything huge. You can create that by using whatever is there in your house. You can use the stuffs that are there around your house, maybe some low tables, coffee tables, or some stools or small shelves or whatever you have around the house, and you can create a small workspace for them. And that workspace is a part of the prepared environment that I was talking about in the beginning, and that workspace is where your child is going to learn and do so much of things that's going to be very helpful for you also. So make sure that you're creating a perfect workspace for your child at your child's eye level. Next thing is to declutter. Decluttering should be the first and the most important task that you should take care of when you are planning to do Montessori at home, because having a lot of things around your child, having a lot of toys, a lot of books, a lot of stuffs around the child actually does harm to the child, because it kinds of overwhelms the child. So the child will be like, oh, I don't know which one I need to take, which one I need to study, which one I need to play, and it will basically end up with the child not using any of the materials to the fullest. And that is exactly what happens when you have a lot of stuffs around the child. This is similar to you going to a very nice restaurant and ordering maybe 10-20 items together, dishes together, and what happens, you basically do not enjoy you can't even enjoy even one dish out of it, because you have so many to try that you keep on trying from all the dishes that you have ordered. And that's the same concept which works over here. The child will keep on playing around with many things and the child will not concentrate on one particular thing. So it is very important to declutter, remove all the toys that are not in use, just keep it away and make sure that only the ones which are in use, only the ones which you want your child to use, only those things you have to put down for him. The next concept is to help your child to reach out. Now, I know that our homes, basically the Indian homes, are not ready to be Montessori friendly, right? We don't have child size wash basins or child size kitchen sinks or anything like that. So what can be done instead? Instead of recreating and making a whole new system all over again, you can basically invest on buying some anti-skid stools. You also get the stools which are specially meant for Montessori in market, but that costs really high. It costs somewhat around like more than 15K. So if you want to buy something else which is like or if you want to go for something which is affordable, you can go for plastic stools which comes as anti-skid plastic stools, or chairs, anything which have a wide base, or maybe some kind of mechanism so that the child don't slip and fall down. But once you keep on making your child stand on top of that and practice and do his daily skills and all these things over that stool, what happens is over the period of time the child will get used to it, and then the child will never have the tendency to fall over it or hurt himself or anything like that. So the stool that we use in our house is something which is this tall, because Dhruv is kind of tall enough to reach the slab, so we don't need a huge high chair, I mean a high stool or anything for him. We just need this much of gap that have to be filled, and that is being done by the normal plastic stool that we get in almost all the Indian houses. Like we have that in our bathrooms, so I'm using 2 of them. One is for the bathroom and one is for the kitchen, and that's like good to go. Next thing is to have order or a fixed place in everything that you have around in your house, or maybe at least in your child's area. Toddlers, they crave for order, they crave for everything to be in the perfect space. When they want to take something, it should be reachable, it should be something that they can go and take whenever they want. And this is why having fixed space for everything is very, very, very important. For example, if suppose the child loves to draw, the child loves to scribble, and there is a particular place where you keep his crayons and other art supplies, he can take and he can do it. Next time when he's having his natural desire or his natural urge to go and paint, but if he don't find his art supply in that particular corner, he will either start having meltdowns, he will throw tantrums, or maybe that natural desire or the natural urge which was there inside him will just die down, and he will not try to even go and scribble out or even go and search, or he can't come and communicate with you either. So that completely goes and stops over there. So it is very important to make sure that you have a fixed space for everything. If you are keeping your art supplies in a particular area where the child reads, it should be there throughout every time whenever the child wants. If you are having a particular reading corner, it is exactly the place where the child have to read throughout. If you have a particular space where you sit and eat, that is exactly where you have to sit and eat every time. So having a particular order and having fixed space for everything is very important when it comes to practicing Montessori at home. Next is life skills. Now we give a lot of importance to ABCD, 1, 2, 3, rhymes, colors, shapes, size and whatnot. But do you know that in Montessori it is equally important to make sure that your child also practices life skills? Now when I'm talking about life skills, it's not just about cooking, cutting or things like that, but basically anything that tries to make the child independent, starting from brushing his teeth to unbuttoning his shirt, putting back his shirt, putting the socks, or helping you in the garden, or wiping the leaves of the plant that is growing inside, or showing grace and courtesy to elders, saying thank you, excuse me, sorry. All these things comes under life skills, and it is also very, very important to inculcate this habit in your child right from the beginning, especially during this childhood days, that is the toddler stage, where you can work on it, because whatever the child is learning in this particular stage, that is the first 6 years, he is going to carry out the same thing throughout his life, and that is going to bring a lot of change on the child's character, a lot of change in the child's behavior in the future itself. So make sure that you try to make your child independent, and you try to provide everything that the child needs. Bring down everything again to the child's size. For example, if you want a broom, get something which is smaller in size. You get so many child size broom in the market. If not, you can take the normal one. You can ask somebody to help cut it down and make it into his size so that he can use. Give them a small dustpan, a small cloth, and let them just wipe around, let them clean around, let them learn to keep everything neatly organized, and let them be independent. Basically, that's the main funda that we all should be working about. The next is about freedom to choose. Now when I'm talking about freedom to choose, it's not just about the activities, it's about everything that surrounds the child. The freedom for him to choose what he wants to wear, what he wants to eat, what he wants to do, when he wants to do, when he don't want to do, when he wants to go and lie down, when he wants to go and do something, is basically what freedom is all about. Now you will be thinking, giving a lot of freedom and letting your child choose everything is going to be a big headache for you, but trust me, it's not. I'll be putting videos very soon on this particular thing, where you'll understand what is the exact meaning of freedom to choose, or letting your child to choose wisely without creating a big problem for you as well. So giving giving the child their freedom to choose their things actually makes them more and more independent. They become good in choosing things. They get to know what they want and what they don't. So in the future, like all of us have, I think most of us have gone into the wrong profession because we never had the maybe the skills to choose what we wanted, or we never had the skills to understand that what we wanted or what we are good at. So practicing these kind of things with your child from the early stage will help him understand that what he wants, what are his likings, what are his desires, what are his needs, and what he don't want, and where he should not go and what he should not do. So giving freedom to your child is also equally important in Montessori at home. Next is art and music. Art and music have beautiful effect on the child's development. They help the child to grow and develop in a crazy amount of way. So it is also very important to indulge in a lot of activities which are based on art and music with your child. A lot of this I'll be discussing in my coming videos, so keep a watch on that. I will also tell you that what are the best practices that you can indulge art with your child, and what are the best practices how you can indulge in music with your child naturally. You don't, without even going and purchasing many things out from outside. So these were the things that are very important, that they are the pillars to building a Montessori environment at home for your child, or doing a Montessori homeschooling with your child at home. So I hope that this video was very helpful and that you people are going to try it out. If you want to know more and more about Montessori, or more and more about early childhood learning and other things like that, I have my Instagram page where I share a lot of informative things. You can go and check out the link in the description. You can go and follow me over there, and you can also avail a lot of educational materials from my Instagram page as well. So thank you so much for watching. If you like the video and if you have not subscribed, then please go and subscribe, give a like and drop a comment. Bye.